The massive starship hung silently in the cold darkness of space, its sleek titanium hull reflecting pinpricks of distant starlight. Captain Dahan Park stood motionless, his hands clasped behind his back, staring out at the endless void through the bridge's reinforced viewscreen. Humanity had been preparing for this moment for decades. The alien confederation had always viewed Earth's species as primitive, weak, and inconsequential. They would learn differently today. The crew around Park moved with precision, each person a carefully selected expert in their field. Navigation officers monitored complex holographic displays, their fingers moving with practiced efficiency. Technical specialists checked and rechecked system protocols, ensuring every mechanism was perfectly calibrated. Outside the ship's protective shields, distant space stations and monitoring satellites tracked their position. This was more than just a military mission, it was a statement. A declaration that humans were no longer going to be overlooked or underestimated. Park's second-in-command, Lieutenant Saram Kim, approached quietly. "All systems are green, Captain," she reported, her voice calm and professional. "We're ready for initial deployment." The captain nodded, a slight movement that betrayed years of military discipline. His dark eyes scanned the multiple screens showing sensor readings, fleet positions, and tactical information. Everything was perfectly synchronized. Planetary defense networks had been upgraded. Communication systems were encrypted with quantum algorithms that would make alien decryption attempts impossible. Every potential scenario had been wargamed, simulated, and planned for with meticulous detail. Humanity's technological leap was about to become dramatically apparent. The ship's AI, integrated deeply into every system, processed millions of calculations per second. It had been designed not just to respond, but to anticipate. To think several moves ahead of any potential threat. "Initiate pre-launch sequence," Park commanded. The bridge hummed with energy. Massive fusion reactors began powering up, generating power levels that would make most alien military strategists consider immediate retreat. Each system came online with a soft electronic pulse, a heartbeat of technological light. Lieutenant Kim's console flickered with incoming data streams. Encrypted messages from Earth's Central Command scrolled rapidly, final authorization codes and strategic directives passing through secure channels. Park knew this mission represented more than just a military operation. It was humanity's moment to prove its worth on the galactic stage. Years of being considered a minor, underdeveloped species were about to end. The ship's quantum-adaptive hull began to shimmer subtly, molecular structures ready to reconfigure at millisecond speeds. Defensive systems primed themselves, a complex network of energy shields and kinetic barriers that could withstand multiple simultaneous attack vectors. "Final systems check complete," announced the ship's AI in a neutral tone. Outside, the vastness of space seemed to hold its breath. Distant stars continued their eternal dance, unaware that a moment of significant change was about to unfold. Captain Park took a deep breath. Everything they had trained for, everything humanity had developed in secret, was about to be revealed. The alien confederation would soon understand that humans were not to be underestimated. "Prepare for launch," he said quietly. The massive starship began to move, its engines generating a soft, powerful hum that seemed to promise something extraordinary was coming. Humanity was ready. The engineering bay of the UES Stellar Horizon buzzed with quiet intensity. Lead engineer Hyun Kim stood surrounded by holographic displays, her fingers tracing complex design schematics that represented humanity's most advanced technological achievement. The ship's quantum adaptive armor was more than just metal and technology. It was a revolution waiting to be unleashed. Each molecular layer could reshape itself faster than any known computer system could process. Where traditional spacecraft might take seconds to respond to threats, this ship could transform its defensive capabilities in microseconds. "System integration at 97.6%, announced the ship's artificial intelligence. Its voice was calm, almost emotionless, but carried an underlying current of potential energy. Kim watched as microscopic nanobots within the hull structure began their intricate dance. They could restructure material density, redirect energy impacts, and create self-healing mechanisms that would make traditional spacecraft look like ancient relics. The primary reactor core hummed with controlled power. Unlike previous human designs, This reactor could generate energy signatures that could be completely masked or dramatically amplified at will. It was a chameleon of technological engineering, unpredictable and adaptive. Navigation Officer Junwei entered the engineering bay, his tablet displaying complex computational models. "The adaptive matrix is showing remarkable stability," he reported. His fingers scrolled through data streams that would look like incomprehensible chaos to anyone outside the project. Kim nodded, a slight smile crossing her face. Months of secret development, thousands of simulations, and countless failed prototypes had led to this moment. Humanity's technological leap was not just incremental, it was transformative. The ship's sensor systems could detect and analyze threat patterns faster than any known alien technology. Multiple redundant networks meant that even if one system was compromised, others would instantly compensate. It was like having a living, breathing organism instead of a traditional spacecraft. Weapon systems were equally revolutionary. Instead of traditional energy weapons, the stellar horizon could generate localized quantum disruption fields. These fields could theoretically disable enemy systems without firing a single traditional projectile. "Quantum calibration complete," the AI announced. Outside the engineering bay, crew members moved with a sense of quiet confidence. They knew they were part of something unprecedented. This was not just another military vessel, this was a statement about human potential. The ship's communication systems could encrypt and transmit data using quantum entanglement principles, making interception virtually impossible. Alien intelligence networks would be completely blind to their communications. Han Kim reviewed the final system diagnostics. Each number, each percentage represented years of research, countless sleepless nights, and humanity's collective determination to prove their worth on the galactic stage. The adaptive hull could shift its molecular structure to absorb or redirect energy impacts. Laser weapons would find their energy dissipated or transformed. Kinetic strikes would be met with instant structural realignment. "We're ready," Kim whispered, more to herself than anyone else. The engineering bay continued its silent symphony of technological potential. Holographic displays flickered with complex algorithms, nanobots continued their intricate preparations, and the reactor core maintained its steady, powerful hum. Humanity had been underestimated for too long. This ship was about to change everything. The vessel wasn't just a technological marvel. It was a message, clear, precise, and impossible to ignore. To every alien civilization that had looked down on humans as a primitive species, the stellar horizon was about to deliver a profound and unexpected lesson. Technological superiority was no longer a distant dream. It was here, waiting to be unleashed. The alien battle fleet emerged from hyperspace like a swarm of metallic predators, their ships designed with sharp, aggressive angles that promised destruction. Captain Daehan Park remained perfectly calm, his hands resting lightly on the command console. Sensors immediately tracked multiple incoming vessels. The alien fleet, a collection of warships from various conquered civilizations, clearly expected an easy target. Their communication signals were filled with confident chatter, discussing how quickly they would disable the human ship. They were wrong. "Defensive pattern Delta," Park commanded, his voice steady and clear. The stellar horizon moved unlike any spacecraft they had ever seen. Where traditional ships would turn or accelerate, this vessel seemed to flow through space like liquid mercury. Weapon trajectories that should have connected simply missed, as if the ship anticipated every single movement milliseconds before the attack. Laser streams passed harmlessly around the ship's hull. Missile clusters that would have devastated conventional spacecraft found themselves redirected by quantum adaptive systems. The alien commanders watched in growing horror as their most advanced weapons became utterly ineffective. Lieutenant Saram Kim managed the defensive systems, her fingers dancing across holographic interfaces. Each movement was precise, calculated. The ship responded to her commands faster than thought, transforming its molecular structure to neutralize incoming threats. Enemy fleet composition: 37 primary battleships, 89 support vessels, the ship's AI reported clinically. Threat assessment: minimal. The alien communication channels erupted with confusion. Their battle protocols, developed over centuries of galactic conquest, meant nothing against this unexpected human technology. Ships that had conquered dozens of civilizations found themselves completely outmatched. Park watched the tactical display, observing how the stellar horizon wasn't just defending, it was teaching a lesson. Each movement was deliberate, each defensive action a statement of technological superiority. Quantum disruption fields began spreading from the human ship. Alien vessel systems started experiencing unexplained failures. Navigation computers glitched. Weapon systems powered down unexpectedly. It was like an invisible virus spreading through their technological networks. Target communication relays, Park instructed. The ship's energy systems focused with surgical precision. Instead of destroying ships, they systematically disabled communication networks. The alien fleet was becoming blind, deaf, and increasingly panicked. Massive battleships that had intimidated countless species now drifted helplessly. Their crews watched in disbelief as a single human vessel transformed their invasion into a catastrophic defeat. Tactical analysis complete, the AI announced. Enemy fleet combat effectiveness, 0.3%. Lieutenant Kim allowed herself a brief smile. Months of preparation, years of secret development had led to this moment. Humanity was showing the galaxy exactly what they were capable of achieving. The battle lasted 17 minutes. When it ended, no human lives had been lost. The alien fleet was reduced to floating debris and disabled systems, a testament to the stellar horizon's precise, calculated approach. Park watched the tactical display clear, showing nothing but scattered wreckage where a powerful invasion force had once existed. No dramatics, no unnecessary destruction, just a clinical demonstration of technological superiority. Mission accomplished, he said quietly. As the ship's systems began recovery and documentation protocols, the vast emptiness of space remained silent. The only evidence of the encounter was the slowly drifting remnants of alien vessels, a clear message to any civilization considering challenging humanity. They were not prepared. They would never be prepared. The stellar horizon turned slowly, its quantum adaptive hull gleaming softly against the starfield. Another message sent. Another lesson learned. Humanity had arrived. The communication networks of the Galactic Confederation erupted in chaos. Emergency protocols triggered across hundreds of star systems, transmitting encrypted messages about the unexpected human encounter. Senior diplomats gathered in emergency sessions, their holographic representations flickering with tension. Representatives from dozen different alien civilizations stared in disbelief at the combat records. One single human vessel had completely dismantled an invasion fleet that had conquered multiple star systems. "This is impossible," muttered the Letharian ambassador, his translucent tentacles trembling. Humans were classified as a primitive species just decades ago. The recording played again. The stellar horizon moving like liquid starlight, quantum systems dancing around weapon strikes, systematically neutralizing an entire battle fleet without firing a single destructive shot. It was more than a military victory, it was a technological revolution. Earth's diplomatic team remained calm. Tactical advisor Elena Rodriguez sat motionless, her eyes reflecting the holographic display showing the battle's complete analysis. She understood this moment represented more than a military engagement. This was humanity's formal introduction to galactic politics. Communication channels between alien command structures became desperate. Some wanted immediate military response. Others recommended diplomatic engagement. The majority were simply terrified. The quantum communication networks humans had developed meant every detail of the encounter was simultaneously transmitted and encrypted. No civilization could manipulate the narrative. The raw, unfiltered truth of human capabilities was now exposed. "We require immediate clarification," demanded the Centauri cluster representative. His holographic form flickered with barely contained anxiety. Earth's response was simple and direct, no further explanation necessary. Technical analysts across multiple civilizations began dissecting the battle recordings. Each frame revealed something more extraordinary: adaptive hull systems that could restructure molecular bonds in microseconds, communication technologies that could bypass traditional encryption, sensor systems that predicted movement before it happened. The stellar horizon wasn't just a ship. It was a statement. Planetary defense networks went into highest alert levels. Military strategists who had previously considered humans as potential colonization targets now viewed them with a mixture of respect and pure terror. "How long have they been developing this technology?" whispered one analyst, her voice trembling. The answer was both simple and complex. Decades of quiet research. Generations of scientific development. A species that had been systematically underestimated, now revealing its true potential. Diplomatic channels became a complex dance of fear, respect, and uncertainty. Some alien civilizations began reviewing their historical interactions with humans. Others started frantically analyzing their own technological capabilities. The stellar horizon remained in open space, its quantum systems monitoring all communication channels. It wasn't just a military vessel anymore. It had become a symbol of human potential. Elena Rodriguez understood the deeper implications. This wasn't about military power. This was about completely redefining galactic expectations. Humans were no longer going to be viewed as a species to be conquered or controlled. "We are here," was Earth's only additional message. Alien military commanders reviewed the battle recordings repeatedly. Each review revealed another layer of technological sophistication. The ship moved like it was alive, thought like a complex organism, responded faster than any known artificial intelligence. The Galactic Confederation's power structure had just experienced its most significant disruption in centuries. A species they had systematically ignored had just demonstrated capabilities that made their most advanced technologies look primitive. As emergency sessions continued and communication networks buzzed with speculation, one thing became absolutely clear: everything had changed. Humanity had arrived. And they were not asking for permission. The stars themselves seemed to hold their breath, waiting to see what would happen next. The Galactic Conference Hall was silent. Representatives from hundreds of alien civilizations sat motionless, their communication devices disabled by a simple human technological intervention. Captain Dahan Park stood at the center of the massive chamber. No weapons, no threats, just a calm presence that spoke volumes about human confidence. Behind him, holographic displays showed the complete battle analysis from the recent encounter. "We are not asking for your approval," Park said simply. "We are informing you of a new reality." The alien ambassadors exchanged nervous glances. The stellar horizon's performance had changed everything they understood about human capabilities. Where they once saw a primitive species, they now recognized a potential galactic power. Diplomatic protocols that had existed for thousands of years suddenly felt obsolete. Humanity had rewritten the rules without firing a single destructive weapon. Their technological demonstration was more powerful than any military conquest. Technical analysts from various civilizations had spent weeks studying the battle recordings. Each review revealed more complex layers of human innovation. Quantum communication systems that could predict and neutralize threats. Adaptive hull technologies that transformed faster than thought. Artificial intelligence that operated beyond traditional computational limits. The Centauri representative cleared his throat. "We propose diplomatic negotiations," he said, his voice slightly trembling. Park's response was measured. "Negotiations require mutual respect. We are no longer seeking permission." Trade networks began recalculating potential human interactions. Economic systems that had previously ignored Earth now saw unprecedented opportunities. Human technological patents became more valuable than rare mineral resources. Military strategists across multiple star systems rewrote their threat assessment protocols. The human demonstration had exposed significant technological vulnerabilities in established galactic defense systems. "Humanity has been preparing," whispered one alien diplomat. "While we were conquering, they were developing." The conference hall felt different. Where tension and potential conflict had existed moments before, a new understanding was emerging. Respect was replacing fear. Curiosity was replacing contempt. Lieutenant Sarim Kim stood quietly beside Captain Park, monitoring communication channels. Her presence was a subtle reminder of the technological sophistication humans had developed. Every system was tracked, every potential interaction analyzed. The stellar horizon remained in orbit, a silent sentinel representing humanity's newfound galactic presence. Its quantum systems continued monitoring multiple communication networks, ensuring no unexpected movements would occur. Earth's message was clear: we are here. We are capable. We will be respected. Alien civilizations that had once considered humans as potential colonization targets now saw potential partners. Research collaborations were proposed. Technology exchange programs were discussed. The entire galactic political landscape was shifting. We do not seek conflict, Park continued. We seek understanding. Those simple words carried more weight than entire diplomatic treaties. Humanity was presenting itself not as a conquering force, but as an equal. A civilization ready to engage, but unwilling to be marginalized. The conference continued. Discussions that would have been impossible weeks ago now happened with a sense of mutual respect. Human representatives remained calm, confident, displaying a technological and diplomatic maturity that surprised everyone. As the session concluded, one thing became absolutely clear: the galaxy would never be the same. Humanity had arrived. Not with violence. Not with threats. But with an undeniable demonstration of potential. The stars themselves seemed to acknowledge a new chapter was beginning.